Hi, I'm Shola, and are you interested in improving your communication? If you're watching this video, I guess that you are, and I want to share with you today a little bit about my latest book, which is called Big Talk, Small Talk, and Everything in Between, because it's a book that's packed full of different scenarios that will help you become a better communicator. And this book was commissioned by a company called Callisto. They're based in California, and they, I guess, had looked at my first book, How to Be a Diva at Public Speaking, and decided they wanted me to be the author for this book. This was my second book. And the way Callisto Publishing works is they basically look for gaps in the market, look for topics that perhaps need to be covered more thoroughly or perhaps are of great interest to readers, and then they commission authors like myself to write books on those topics. So they had obviously spotted a gap in the market for a scenario-based book on communication skills, and that's when they got in touch with me at the end of 2019 to ask me if I wanted to write this book. And I was very happy to. I've already got a second book that I've written, and I haven't got it published yet because I couldn't face doing self-publishing and didn't have time to look for a publisher. So when Callisto got in touch with me, it was really exciting because it was, okay, great. Obviously, I'm meant to get a second book out there quite rapidly. So I spent the months really of January and February, I think it was, writing this book and looking at different scenarios that I'd want to include. And very helpfully, Callisto gave me an outline in terms of the chapters that they wanted the book to have. So this is the book here, and you can see that I don't know if it's actually going to come out back to front or if I need to mirror this when I actually put this video up. But you can see that what they've done is illustrated really nicely the inside of the book and also the front cover and the back cover as well. So they commissioned these illustrations especially for the book, and it's been typeset really nicely as well. The way the book's set up is the different chapters. The first chapter is talking about communication strategies for life and the different sorts of interactions that we have on a day-to-day basis, and the various skills that we need to have so that we can ace those interactions. It looks at things like emphasis and how we communicate, whether that's without words, whether it's with words, whether it's with body language and so on. And then it goes into these different areas, so the big talk, the small talk, everything in between. So the small talk comes first. And as someone who's a bit of an introvert, I've never particularly enjoyed small talk. So it was quite an interesting challenge for me writing a chapter on small talk. But I was looking at it from the perspective of, well, what sort of tips would I, as an introvert, would have liked to have learned? And so these are the ones that I included. Then that's chapter 2. Chapter 3 is on big talk. And that's all about deeper conversations or more important, higher stakes situations that you may be in. And an example is disagreeing with somebody without hurting the relationship. Or, for example, when people share a message with you or they tell you something, but there's actually an underlying message that they haven't conveyed with words, but they want you to pick up. There's also a scenario where you may be meeting perhaps a partner's family for the first time and being faced with a bit of an inquisition. So I talk about that from personal experience in particular. And then the next chapter starts looking at body talk. I don't know if you know that song by imagination, but it starts looking at body language, not body talk. Body language, and also using facial expressions to get your point across. And that's chapter 4. And then chapter 5 is all about written communication. So perhaps emails, even using signs, so sort of signage that you might use around the house, perhaps putting a sign on the door to let your family know, hey, don't come in, I'm doing some work right now. So it's a pretty wide-ranging book. And I think the thing with scenarios is obviously there are tons of different scenarios that we could be in. So I had to be quite selective about which scenarios I decided to include in the book. But hopefully, even if the situations that you're in personally aren't quite 100% in sync with the scenarios that I've selected to go in the book, you'll be able to draw some parallels and take something away from each of those scenarios that you can then apply to your own situations and your own, whether that's your working life or your social life, going out dating, meeting people for the first time, communicating by email, all of those. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the book. I love the fact that it's been illustrated so nicely, and it looks lovely. And it's, depending on when you read this, it's available for pre-order from right now. Today is middle of October 2020, and then it will go on sale in early November, I think the 10th of November in 2020. So I'd love for you to check out a bit more about the book. And I also have a page of curated content online that goes alongside this book. So I put together some of my favourite and I think most useful and helpful video blogs, and I've curated those on a page. So if you want to sign up for that, once you've got the book, there's a sign up page. You can also get access to the curated videos. So that's it really. Hopefully that's enough to pique your interest at least. So if you are interested in finding out more about the book, you can go to, what's the link? It's geni.us/big talk, and of course I'll make sure the link is below this video as well. But yeah, that's it for now. That's the information about the new book, and I hope you enjoy. Take care. Bye.